Good afternoon, Kindergarten Mount Hope Management families. Thank you guys for participating and coming out tonight to the trick or treat here at Mount Hope Management Elementary School. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am sorry that I did not get to see your amazing costumes and your smiling faces through the school line to give you candy. However, I am here to make you your video, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and please make sure you reference this video anytime that you need help and understanding some math games. I am going to switch my camera over in just a minute. However, I am going to show you the games that you received tonight through the trunk or treat line that Ms. Anderson passed out, and how to play them and what they are used for. So our main goal right now in kindergarten is, can we identify our numbers? Can we count on from any number? And do we understand the counting sequence? So tonight I have a lot of fun games that you can use throughout the entire school year with your child to help with those skills and to also just make learning for math fun and enjoyable. So let's start with game number 1. So the first game that you all received is the game of Go Fish. This is the game that you guys played, I'm sure, growing up. And I'm just going to autofocus that because it's a little blurry. Okay, so Go Fish, this game is the normal game of Go Fish, and you're going to deal out 5 to 7 cards per player, and the whole math skill that is involved in playing this simple game of Go Fish is just being able to recognize and identify numbers. So identifying that 6 and 6 are the same, 3 and 3 are the same. This is a wonderful game to play now if your child is having a hard time understanding what those numbers are. Another wonderful game that you can use, just playing a deck of cards that you received going through the line, is by playing a memory game. So you will turn over 2 cards at a time by laying out however many cards that you would like. I would recommend laying out maybe 10, maybe 20 cards at a time, and then they are going to take their turn flipping over 2 cards, and if they do not match, then they flip them back over. Just your classic game of memory. This also helps with number recognition, and it also helps with their memory and understanding where they put different places. So it helps with not only number recognition, but also helps to strengthen that short-term memory. The next game is the game of War. So in the game of War, you're going to split, and it's the classic game of War, you're going to split the deck, and this is a really good equal parts for them. So one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me, until the entire deck is split. Once the entire deck is split, then you will pick up your cards and you will play War. Okay, so split them, and then if your child's over here and you are playing over here, you will go 3, 2, 1, flip. Now, when you're playing the game of War, you need to determine what is the rule that you are going to set before playing. So you can play War as more, which one has the biggest number, or you can play War of who has the least number. So we can do it as 3, 2, 1, flip. This person has the greater number. So if you're playing greater number War, then this person would take both cards and leave. Okay. If you're playing less than War, then they would know that they take them and leave. If you flip over the same number, 9 and 9, then you keep playing until the first person flips over and wins, and then they take all of the cards. Later in the year, you can change this into addition. So the first person to shout out the answer of what is 9 plus 5 or even 9 minus 5, you choose then you would take it. But for now, up until the school year, you are going to do greater than or less than. Just each time you play, you will use that same rule. So if you're playing greater than, this person would win, and so on. Okay, so don't switch the rule throughout the game. Finish the entire deck either with greater as your rule or less than as your rule. Okay, the next game is a twist on war, and that is the Dice War. This is a new game for us, and it's a wonderful twist on the game. And this is an amazing, amazing math skill, understanding that you can count on from any number. Okay, so what you're going to do, Dice War is helping, or sorry, excuse me, I am confusing two games. I am sorry, back up. Dice War is helping you to subitize. I'm ahead one game. So subitizing is a skill where when you roll a die, you should not have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want your child to subitize. Subitizing is you roll it and you instantly say 6. There is no counting involved. Any of these, when you roll them, you should be able to subitize them. So instead of playing war with your cards, you will play subitize war. So they will roll the dice, and the person that has the highest number or the lowest number, you decide before playing. You will roll, they will keep track. I rolled a 6, you rolled a 4. If you're playing more, they will have to say, I win, 6 is more than 4. If you're playing less than, please you use the same language. Say, I rolled 4, 4 is less than 6. So when you're playing, don't just say, I win, I win, I win. Have them explain why they win by rolling and saying, oh, 4, I win this roll because 4 is higher than 1. And then you do the same thing. You, as an adult, still use that same language and model to them, explaining why their answer is the winning dice. Guess my number. This was super fun. It's just like the game of headbands. So the first player chooses a playing card and holds it up on his or her head. If this is a problem because our little guys are so little, you can tape it to their back. And if this is the number that is taped to their back or they're holding on their forehead that they cannot see, the other person, the adult, me, the parent, would say, or you can either play I give you clues and the person that has it on their forehead or on their back has to guess, or the person holding it up or on the back asks the question. So you decide how you want to play. Let's say I say, is this number more than 10 or greater than 10? The person would have to say no. So then I'm thinking, okay, then I could say, is this number less than 5? And they would say no. So now they know it's not greater than 10 and it's not less than 5, so it's either 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So then they keep asking yes or no questions to figure out that this is 9. So maybe they'll say, is it greater than 6? Is it greater than 7? And you would say yes. So now it's either 7, 8, or 9. So they have to keep asking those questions to get there. Okay? So this is just like the game of headbands. This is the game where you're counting on. So sorry I jumped ahead earlier, but this is the counting on game. This is a very important skill for kindergarten because we are always thinking that counting should start at 0. Okay, so counting should not start at 0. They should understand that when they are counting, that they can really start from any number. So right now we're working on starting at a number maybe at like 6 and counting up to 10, or maybe we're starting at 7 and counting up to 15. So they need to understand that we are counting on from any number. We do not always have to start back at 0 to get to our number that we asked to count to. So this game is a very good game for you guys to practice at home. So you will have a deck of cards, and you will leave the whole deck of cards just like this. You will not split it, and you will flip over one card at a time. So I flip over 9. Then I'm going to roll my dice, and I landed on, let's say, 9. Okay, so I have 9. I need to count on 9 more. Okay, so they need to say 9, and then they go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So they counted on 9 numbers because they rolled a 9 starting at 9. So if we do this again and we land on 5 and we roll 3 and 1, they need to know that 3 and 1 more makes 4, and they need to count on 4 numbers fast 5. So they're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they'll say 9. So 5 and 4 more is 9. If we did it again, we roll over 7 and we landed on 6. They need to know that 3 and 3 more make 6. If they need to go 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm okay with that as long as they can subitize 1. That would be great. And just using these 2 dice would be also a great counting on skill. So they would roll it, whatever one they can subitize, have them go 2, 1 more is 3. Do it again. So if they're not ready for this counting on game, have them count on here using their dice. So if they roll a 6, they can count on, say, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, to figure out the total. Once they understand this, then start playing counting on from a number, okay? Or take away the dice from this counting on game and just use cards. So we can flip over this card and say 9, and maybe you're saying count to 20, okay? So we can start at 9 and count to 20. So they would go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, okay? Then you flip over again, you land on 5. Now start at 5 and count to 20. Or say 5 and count to 15. You tell them where to stop. But at this time, we are working on only counting up to 30. Okay? So that is working on that counting on skill. So subitizing, counting on, and recognizing our numbers is a very important skill. And then a couple other games that you guys got was Make 10 Go Fish. Okay, so this is exactly like Go Fish, exactly like Go Fish. You pass out the exact same cards, but as you can see here, instead of making number identification, you're making combinations of 10. So aces are 1, so they would know that if they have 1, they need 9 more. If they have a 6, they need 4 more. So if they are holding a 6, so if they are holding a 9 in their hand, they know that they need to ask you for a 1 to make a combination of 10. If they have a 5 in their hand, they need to know to ask you, or if you ask, they need to know to ask 5 to make a combination of 10. So it's the exact same game as Go Fish, except you're not matching numbers. You're making combinations of 10. Okay, so like 7 and 3, that would go together because 7 and 3 more makes 10. 6 and 4, that would go together. 8 and 2 would go together, and so on. So they need to know to ask you the number that would make 10. And if they need to use their fingers to count on, that is okay. If they need to use something to help them count, that is okay also. And then you guys also received a game called Playing Trash. This is a really fun game because right now we are learning the tens frame. So when we are playing this game, you need to lay out 5 cards at the top. So if I can put them in the screen, and 5 cards at the bottom. Okay, and this spot is 1, this spot is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will use my cards here. I'll flip it over and I got 6. So I know if your child has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the number 6 spot, that is okay. Eventually they should automatically know that, oh, 5, 1 more, that's 6. So I'm going to put the 6 down. I'm going to flip over that card. I got a 2, 1, 2. The 2 goes here. I'm going to flip this card over. I have 3. Oh, I know that 3 comes after 2, so 3 goes here. Flip this over. Oh my goodness, I'm getting lucky with this game right now. 4 goes here. I did not plan this, I promise. 6. I have 6, so now I am out. The other person playing also has this out, okay? So let's say that I am your child. You now have a tens frame out and you have not done anything because they're still playing. They are officially out. As a parent, you have a choice to take their 6 to start your game, or you can draw from here, okay? And then let's say that you ended on this one and you didn't need this card, and this is the card that's face up. Then they would take it and they know that they need a 5, okay? So they would put a 5 down, take it. You have an 8, so 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a 5, so I'm out. So now you as a parent can take their 5, or if you don't need the 5, you can draw the first card off the top of the deck, and then you get a 7, so I'd go 7, and so on. So each of you are making your own set tens frame. Whoever has 10 first wins, and then you pile them back up and you repeat playing the game. Okay, so here are the directions, and it gives you explicit directions. Just remember, this is a 2-player game. So I am playing this. This is one person, and then there will be another person playing it the exact same way. Okay, and then also in your pack, those are a lot of games working on number recognition, number order, counting on. Counting on helps with number order, and subitizing. Last but not least, we need to work on writing our numbers. So we will roll. That works on subitizing. They will know that this is a 3. They will then take their pencil and they will write the number 3, and then they can draw the number 3. Or they can use Cheerios to make the number 3, or they can use crackers to make the number 3. So this helps with subitizing, number recognition, writing the number, but also showing what 3 looks like using other objects away from the dice. Okay, so that was a lot of different games and a lot of different ideas that you guys can do at home just with a basic set of cards and 2 dice. You are always, Uno is a wonderful game, Skip-Bo is a wonderful game. All of those games that include just number recognition and understanding those numbers are wonderful games that you guys can play as a family. Just playing a board game that includes dice and working on subitizing and moving the piece around the board, it gets that moving around at 1-to-1. So have fun with these games, play them as a family, play them for about 10 minutes, and I hope you enjoy them. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to Ms. Anderson or myself, and we are more than happy to explain the game in further explanation. Have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you.